Hi, in today's video we're going to talk about why someone is left-handed and someone is right-handed. Left-handed people make up about 10% of the human population. Being left-handed has its disadvantages, like using this tool, but it also has its advantages. But why at all is someone left-handed and someone right-handed? And why there are only 10% of them? It doesn't quite make sense anyway. Evolution has evolved and lovingly given you two identical hands, and yet most of us still prefer one of them. But the problem is this: we don't actually know much about why this is so. We do, however, have a couple of theories. We can be pretty sure that whether you turn out to be left-handed or right-handed has no control over whether you turn out to be left-handed or right-handed. It's not a matter of picking and choosing as you please. It's innate. If it were the case that one chooses one's favorite hand at random, the ratio would be close to 50-50, such as in dogs, who also prefer one paw. Whether you're left or right-handed also depends on your parents. If both parents are right-handed, the chance of their child being left-handed is 9%. If one parent is right-handed and the other is left-handed, the chance is 19%. And if they're both left-handed, the chance is 26%. So we can assume that left-handedness is a bit hereditary and depends on genes. We know from evidence that there was a similar distribution of right-handed and left-handed people 500,000 years ago. Evolution has been adjusting this ratio for 100,000 years. If left-handedness were some defect or something unwanted, evolution, according to what we know about genetics, should have given that gene away long ago, since there are so few left-handed people. It's just that when there are so many left-handed people for so long, there must be a reason for it. Scientists believe that right-handedness is so dominant because of the way our brains work. The brain is divided into two halves, or otherwise known as hemispheres. The left hemisphere controls the right side of the body, and the right hemisphere controls the left side of the body. The brain likes to leave various tasks to one of the hemispheres. For example, the two most commonly used ones, i.e., movement and speaking, are mostly found in the left hemisphere, making the left hemisphere a bit more developed than the right. Well, the more developed part of the brain controls which hand? Well, the right one. And that's why so many people are right-handed. Up to 90% of right-handed people use their left hemisphere to move and speak. The left-handed brain works quite differently. Functions are not divided into hemispheres in the same way as in a right-handed person. It seems to be a lot more random and jumbled. Since 90% of right-handed people use the left hemisphere for movement and talking, it should logically follow that left-handed people use the right hemisphere for movement and talking. Except that's not really the case, because 60% of left-handers still use the left hemisphere. We're just still not sure how this thing works. But why did left-handedness evolve in the first place? The theory that seems most plausible is the theory of competition and cooperation. The advantages of left-handedness over right-handedness are clear, for example in fighting. Since left-handers are such a small group, they have an advantage over right-handers in fighting. A right-handed person is not used to fighting left-handed people, but a left-handed person is used to fighting right-handed people. This is probably the reason, in evolutionary terms, why we have left-handed people. But if we only focused on the competition, the ratio would eventually become 50-50. And that's where the cooperation part of the theory of competition and cooperation comes in. For millennia, for example, we've had some tools, and those tools were mostly designed for the right-handed, because there were always more of them. Just like all scissors, etc., are for right-handed people today. So evolution has adjusted the ratio of left-handers to right-handers so that left-handers have a certain advantage, but at the same time a disadvantage to right-handers. This has kept the balance between competition and cooperation for a very long time. That's all from today's video. Let me know in the comments section what you would like to see in the next video. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and it will help me a lot. See you in the next video.